When Bruce Arians talks about a quarterback in an organization and says that they're in good hands with this guy, I'm going to listen. And that's exactly what Bruce Arians said about quarterback Kyle Trask for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who is now a free agent, which is why we're talking about him today for the Las Vegas Raiders, because there's a history. I love this. I love turning over any stone that we can to find the next potential play caller that nobody else is talking about, because it's going to be done unconventionally, I believe. So you look at Kyle Trask, he's a former second round pick. Okay, he has history with John Spytek, who helped hand select Kyle Trask, who they believed in him enough to take him in the second round to be the backup to who? Quarterback Tom Brady, the now minority owner for the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, are you seeing the connections here? Now, Kyle Trask spent 2 seasons as a backup to Tom Brady, and then Bruce Arians stepped down due to health, and Todd Bowles enters in the situation. He brings in Baker Mayfield to create a competition for Kyle. They have an open quarterback competition, and nobody really separated themselves. So what did Todd Bowles do? He said, hey, I've got to go with the guy who had 69 career starts at the time, former number 1 overall pick. I'm going to give Baker the opportunity to start, and if he fumbles that situation, then I'll give it to Kyle Trask. Fair enough. Has nothing to do that Kyle is just not that good. There's a key word in all of this, and I want you to remember that Kyle Trask is a quarterback of opportunity. He was a backup in high school who was still given a scholarship to Florida, which almost never happens, by the way. He was a backup for the Florida Gators and had to grind and earn his way into the starting lineup. There was an injury to the starter, and they gave Kyle the keys, and Kyle never looked back. Matter of fact, his senior year, he ended with 43 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He was the runner-up for the Heisman Trophy that season, his senior year. He goes on to be drafted in the second round, and now he's a backup to 2 quarterbacks, that's it, just 2, that have gone on to have some really good season for the Buccaneers. So all I'm saying is for the Las Vegas Raiders to bring in a guy who has history with John Spytek, who John Spytek obviously seen traits in this guy that he liked. Bruce Arians loves him. Bruce Arians says that the Buccaneers organization is in good hands if Kyle Trask is the quarterback. I'm just saying. You give this guy an opportunity like a quarterback that Aiden O'Connell. The difference between a guy like Kyle Trask and Aiden O'Connell is one word. It's opportunity. Kyle wasn't given the keys. He wasn't given the opportunity to go out there and be a starter to showcase what he does. And let me remind you that historically, every time that he's been given that opportunity, he's taken full advantage of it and ran with it. Now, I'm not saying that Kyle Trask is the franchise quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders, but what I am saying is you bring this guy on a low-risk, high-reward contract, a 1-2-year deal, and you allow him to come in here and be a true bridge to the quarterback that you draft in this that you draft this season, whether that's Shedeur Sanders falling to 6, maybe that's a Jackson Dart, maybe that is Will Howard, connecting him with Chip Kelly. But you give that rookie an opportunity to compete a guy who's hungry and desperate for an opportunity himself, and I think that breeds the best for the Raiders in the silver and black. Now, I have been open and honest and said that I would love to see Marcus Mariota get paired with Chip Kelly again to be that true bridge to compete with a rookie. But Kyle Trask is an option that, as I look at the entire situation, I keep getting drawn back to him, and nobody's talking about this kid. The unique thing about Kyle Trask here, and shout out to you guys, if you guys are still following along, don't forget to smash this with the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you guys don't know who Raider Ray is, I'm Raider Ray, and it's always a privilege to sit here and talk with you guys. Now, back to Kyle Trask here for a second. The thing that's unique about Kyle Trask is Pete Carroll has taken quarterbacks like Geno Smith. You look at the free agent market, a guy like Sam Darnold. These guys have experience, but they had mental lulls. They had mental struggles, and they had to be rehabilitated as a quarterback. They had to be built from the ground up. They had to be surrounded by talent. The unique thing about Kyle Trask is he doesn't have those regular season woes. That lack of experience, to me, in the regular season is actually a positive, because you get a coach like Chip Kelly who can build the confidence, build a roster around a guy like Kyle Trask, like I said, who has all the size, all the arm talent in the world, just enough athleticism to extend plays. You don't have to rehabilitate this guy's mind. You can encourage him to take the next steps in his career. You can encourage growth. There could be a confidence instilled that at times and in due season, it's untapped. It can be pretty remarkable to see what some guys can do with a little bit of belief and a little bit of backing and a little bit of support. And catch this, with an opportunity. So Raider Nation, let me know what you guys think about Kyle Trask being an option to bring in on a low risk, high reward type of option to be a competitor, a bridge option for the Raiders. If you guys haven't yet subscribed, check out these recently uploaded videos. I think that you'll really enjoy them. And as always, just win, baby.